Yeah, I'm sure we're not going to be removed from this room. It's supposed to be for another class. But I've noted that the owner is not yet in. In addition to that, on Monday she took my class. So I think it's now revenging what she did to me. It's that lady. And I know Zimbabwe. She refused to move out of this class on Monday. And yet, but I'm able to show me that it was my time. So it's now her time in this room. So if she comes, I also refuse to go out. She should find another room for school. But I think she may not be coming because she should already be here. Welcome to the second phase. This is the last mile. Areas that we consider this time. We'll do what we call international aspect of human resource management. Even that's what is called the title of diversity. And we also do, I guess it's that Japanese model. So I think mainly there are these three areas that we consider. Before I come into details, let me say something about the examinations. The examination was not trying to get the comments. Yeah, the examinations were not all that difficult. The three of you in this day semester, so day release rather, you did quite well. The proposition is upon not the only kid, but you did extremely very well in the exam. I was so much impressed. I have to say. Your response was very, very excellent the way I saw it in my answer. So I would like to encourage you to do that because I was worried of doing that a little bit late. And yes, the performance is quite impressive. In short, there is no one who failed, but I think we should always aim at a higher grade, a higher pass rate, and a higher percentage. So if you got whatever you got this time at the end of semester, try to get even more than that, or add another 20, add another 10, whatever. The examination in the Pastor's picture it shows me where I have done well. By doing well, it means where I have communicated the material in the right way, or where I have gone wrong. Because we are also human beings. Sometimes we believe that we have communicated when the students have not communicated, have not understood the topic. So whether it is mid-semester examination, it teaches me as well. It's not a question of just marking and giving you marks. It is also a question of reflection. Many times there is one question and I was surprised. I don't know whether it is this group or our weekend. If our weekend have got more than 3, they are about 10 or 12. Online I don't mind very much because we don't have face-to-face. They do more with independent studies. But I think it must be 2 or 3 students every weekend. I'm not very sure. Who have given me a very different picture about the evolution of human resource management. You see, in my opinion, I thought that was well done. But judging from the results, the answers that they gave me, I think it was question number 1, the involvement of Robert Owens in the evolution of human resource management and personnel management. I thought, you see, that's why Amanina Buji education, I'm sure you people, through your journey to university, you have been exposed to issues of language and communication and so on. I also happen to be a very interested partner in communication. Ndimagondasa okufundisa makosi okuzandi communication and language. Now, responsibility nangira from those 3 students, I'm sure now again, not in this group, they completely the job.
They decided to be silent.
Today I'm taking over. Will you find another one?
No problem.
Okay, alright, thanks. With a minute. Alright, so it's like my understanding of Robert Owen is that he was involved in the first stage, social justice. That's what I thought I communicated. That looking at the social injustice during the Industrial Revolution, when we had these factory owners only focusing on machines and productivity. That's what I thought I had communicated. And then when Robert Owens started operating his own factory, together with his in-law, he decided to do something to the people, to the workers, to the factory workers. And I think I outlined what we did. One was to make sure that the children can be engaged from the age of 10. Because you remember the factory owners used to employ children as young as 5, 6 years. I think that's what I communicated. I also mentioned that Robert Owens and his father-in-law in their factory introduced several interventions to try to ease the conditions and the environment for the workers. Another would be he banned night shift. He banned night shift for women. I also mentioned about working hours being reduced. I think around 10 hours. In other words, he brought in some reforms. And these reforms, to me, were a shift from the hard conditions to better conditions. So the main contribution of Robert Owens is that he is the one who started focusing on conditions of work for the workers. He is the one who redirected the light from the focusing on the machines and productivity to a little bit of attention to the people that are working. He felt concerned that a child as young as 5 or 6 could not be exposed to such type of work. And you remember I also talked about corporal punishment. Whenever these children did something wrong, they would just be whipped. And that's corporal punishment. So his contribution is in the first stage, human resource management. I thought that is what I communicated. He is only involved in the first stage of social justice because he was trying to bring justice to those workers in the factories. I thought that is what I had communicated. But when I was reading the responses to this question 1 from those 3 or 4 students, it was like I had said that Robert Owens was involved in all the stages of the evolution of justice. Now that gave me a lesson to say, sometimes you think you have communicated. So you find one response from a student says, okay, first of all, Robert Owens, social justice, then human bureaucracy. This is where Robert Owens did A, B, C, D. Then from there, negotiate the consent. This is where, that's the type of answer I was getting from those 3 or 4 students. So and we assumed too much that maybe was the stage where I entered. Remember, I also mentioned several other. I talked about Henry V and the F.W. Dale. I mentioned these two under the human bureaucracy. I also talked about Alan Flanders, but it was in the negotiated consent stage. So the examination gives me an indication of how much the students have understood. But at the same time, it also tells me about the problems of understanding. For communication, the greatest challenge in communication is to transmit the meaning of what you want to say exactly to the one who is receiving the message. I would like to believe that. The greatest main problem with the communication is to ensure that what I'm saying is understood by you people in the same way I want to mean what I'm saying. And you see, most of the time, communication is affected by so many factors. So understanding is also affected by so many factors. Communication one, it's what they call field of experience. Field of experience is what you already know and what I already know. So when I'm preparing my subject, when I'm preparing my lessons, that field of experience also affects me, because I teach based on what I already know. The same thing when you are receiving the communication from me, you also understand it based on the field of experience. There are so many factors that affect me. I'm not here to talk about communication and language, but I just wanted to say that the examinations that we give you are an assessment to both of us, because we do communicate. And we want to find out if our communication has been working, has been reaching you with the intended meaning. So the past so Robert Owens, it's like Navigator team was involved in all the stages of the evolution. I must come back and see how I present this again. The other thing is that because these days in the education system, and this is a fact, we seem to be rushing things through. This week on social media, when I am big, when I do a 14 points. I think 16 points. It's on social media. This father is so happy. Their daughter has got 16 points. And he's so happy I'm big. And he's actually saying, Mwana Sama Buraya, Mwana Jimana. And he's actually mentioning what is the history too, as he's dancing with the big girl of this part. But my interest is not on that. My interest is, I would trust that the girl is 14 years. And that is what made me to ask, to say 14 years plus 4 years, so we invest Garanga Vida. She will be 18 when she gets a degree. Still very young. Still very young. 18 years. The entry point you can be employed is 18. So she will exactly be 18. What I'm saying is that we seem to be rushing through these days in terms of education. There are advantages as well as disadvantages. In my time, for you to enroll in instance the one, from a calendar test a week, my test was a roll. The first test was Amafu Samaya, and Uganda school sent them to go with your mother. how old is your boy or your daughter. Amarola 6 years. That was the youngest age you would join standard 1. 6 years. So my other 6 years. I'm a little text again, I'm not going to advantage. I'm not going to be a cool rubber in the 6 years. We find the one year or one next year. And to us there. To them it was like if your hand touches, you pass it on the middle of your head, it should be touches. So that's when I also discovered so judgment, yeah, self primary, it means that 6 years. The reason is the youngest age minimum secondary school in our time, you would sooner believe was 14 years. Immediately kind of what we have before. Because you talk about 6 years, Uganda and the one. You add 8 years. 1, 2, 3. Whatever you do it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's when you write private school living certificate. Which means 8 plus 6 means 14. So the youngest to be in Form 1 in my time was 14 years. And the youngest to get a degree was 21 years. Because you take 14 plus 4 years of university. 21. So Agamaka joined Agamaka Chico, the youngest was 21. But now I noticed that the youngest to get a degree would be about 18 or even 17. We seem to be rushing. The reason I'm bringing this is because the arrangement of classes at the university, you have normal lectures as well as systematic tutorials. I really miss those tutorials in your time, your people. Timakani Tawi, lecture Timamuma Nai Kawili in a week. Kawili will be sense. 2 hours lecture. And this is the time where we normally do the talking. It's one-way communication. But within the same week, we can also have automatic tutorial. Now, what was happening was, if class did not one being, we were being grouped into smaller groups. We had 10. So the lecturer will say, for example, today is Wednesday. I give this lecture, because and we will have it because those days, all of us were on campus. When I go to University of India, all of us were on campus. So you would arrange a tutorial even from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock and so on. You would meet 2 groups from 6 to 7, 7 to 8. That's this arrangement. Now, during the tutorials, the lecturer was not actually dominating. So he would say, okay, Zulu, Navega 2-hour lecture. I was talking about international aspect of human resource management. When I am back, so I hear from you. That's what the tutorial was there. So you give your presentation. I think Bob is in a bit. No, okay, right? So what do you think? And then I asked him again. So it was like a discussion. The idea was to reflect on the lecture. But you can see the tutorials are completely out these days. So just give you 2 hours. Next week another 2 hours. The other week another 2 hours. The end of semester examination. Only to realize during the end of semester examination that I did not. I'm just saying, tutorials, this problem Robert Owens would not have come in the answer. Because it would have been sorted out. Because somebody would have said, no, sir, Robert Owens, is he only involved in the social justice state? Then I would have said, oh yes, and not in the other states. So it's like possibly because it's a question of time factor is not there. So you just need to bear with us. We deliver 2 hours and then we expect that we have that feedback. At the same time, I can welcome that should you have something that you find to be unique classification, we are all on WhatsApp. and you can inbox me and say, any help you've seen I'm getting, I will be glad if you clarify. Either through the same WhatsApp response or through say, okay, can you arrange that we meet? I'm free on this day, so I can give you 10 minutes and say, all right, but maybe by what I do is this, because that clarification is very important. The other message that I would like to bring is on the assignments. I have got, alright, for you, Francis, yeah. You will have no problem. You submitted the assignment as well as the mid-semester note, but for now the assignment, there's still a blank thing. They are still emphasizing that we should only mark assignments based on the submission of the portal. So you better end with the man because I can't see it on the portal. Previously, I was allowing students to submit it even through WhatsApp or email from the investor stage, no more of that. So even if you submit through WhatsApp or email and I mark it, I will have problem to enter the grade on the portal because I have no right to do that. So they are saying the only thing we can do is to grade it through the portal. So as we are preparing for the next stage, this second stage, the final stage, please sort it out with the man. Hear what it's going to say, but my concern is we need to have the assignment so that I can grade it in the news sources that check. So that's what I wanted to say. Otherwise, as I said, I've already started talking about the examination. I think the examination, the mid-semester was not difficult. I think all the questions, and if you look at question 1, I've already talked about it. I was interested in Robert Owen's contribution for involving it. The question number 2 was about human bureaucracy and negotiated consent. Again, those who took this question did not have any problems. The negotiated consent was fairly well covered, including the human bureaucracy. Then there was this question which was about a discussion on personnel management, about practices and procedures, while human resources management is more focused on relationships. I think this was in response to Nick Wilton's definition of human resources management, that it is a set of practices and procedures for the management of relationships between employer and worker. I'm more than satisfied that this has been well taken by the students. Because sometimes, when you are learning at this level, at the university level, you should not just be focusing on examinations, you should also be focusing on knowledge. Knowledge is somebody who is well conversant with what is happening around the world. That's why we notice that sometimes in my teaching, I give a lot of examples because I want you to have an open mind. This is the only chance that you can be exposed to knowledge. I would also want you to be interested in what is happening around what we call current affairs. It's not a waste of time. You are learning. You are also learning about people. Remember at the beginning I told you that in any business setup, the most important capital is the human capital. because it's the human capital that will drive the business to success or to failure. But I also told you that the problem with the human capital is that you cannot predict human behavior. People behave completely differently. There is no one solution. I remember I said there is no panel prescription for human behavior. Every individual displays different things, reactions. For the past 2 weeks in my follow, that's how I use my phone. I'm not so much interested in these modern social issues. I'm interested in real issues. So if I buy data, it is to know something. For example, over the past 2 weeks, the Magida Forum is very current in South Africa about this lady, a 35-year-old lady called Dr. Nandi Pamagudumana. And I will different say to the most. And to the most is many of us when it says human behavior or human beings are complicated. So it means if you want to manage your business, when you get your degree, business administration, whether you are employed or you manage your own business, the most important thing is how you handle the people in the business. How you handle the people in the business. And this is what is making us do human resources management in your course. This girl, I will call her a girl. Zagate the 6 or 1 time day, she's in prison, she's on remand. So she has changed, I think she was born when the year was September. If not by 6 September, she has changed 36. 36 is quite young to me. The good thing is she's a doctor. Doctor, she carries operations, she conducts operations. I'm a graduate brother. A doctor, 36 years. Now, when I was following, because I was following the court proceedings through a video, and to hear what she has done at that age is what I don't understand. It just tells me that yes, when we talk about people in businesses, we should not just lightly take it to people are people, and there is nothing about that. Here is the resource. She is not a person, she is a resource. Remember, I told you that the human resource is when people have been activated. She has been activated. She is a resource for South Africa. She is a resource for Africa. A young doctor. She is a resource. But for one reason or another, which I don't understand, she unites. Tabo Besta was serving a life sentence. There is a form of proceeding is also in court, and there are people inside to the most. Yes, it's true. You cannot understand human behavior. I'm a Swahili with that. She was a doctor for that. And she falls in love with a criminal. And not just a criminal, but an hardcore criminal. Tabo Besta was serving life sentence to maximum prison in South Africa, Pretoria. Because he had murdered about 2 or 3 girls. Tabo Besta is a beast. He's a beast, not a human being at all. Now, for one reason or another, girlfriend will call this Dr. Nandi. And I'm just free to come up with the which Mabito Mozambique, Kumaka Passa, Kumaka Mona, boyfriend, wife. To the extent that they made a plan, and this is something that I don't even believe about. They had a plan, and the plan was the doctor, I'm when you hear the story, it's like it's a film, it's like it's a novel you're just reading. This is reality, you see. But it's reality. It's what you're hearing in the court. Which is reality and secret. Umkoti wanaroa urameta apply for bail, urampata bail. They proceeded this lady is very dangerous. And because apparently they are drama. This girl Pagola is in a bee. With graduation to Kubaba and drama. Then when you have money, everything is possible. Anything is possible. Now what this girl did in short, I'm just trying to emphasize people factor in business. Is key to the success of the business. So, in short, what she did, what she did was to go to Patara, do Pila Moja dead bodies. And the dog, Rana was like that Moja, the thing I need to be when they did it with fear and they so analyze. What would those people do, Moja? They just accept it. They do a dead body, we don't know office mine, office, coming out of the for examination. Also, though she takes this body, Western Gallimore, bit of prison. It's like a fiction, it's like a story, you can't believe it. And when you look at the girl in Kojimo, she's so unconsented. It has made me to believe that the people factor is key to success in a business is true. Ujana visa na maodi attendance majana na prison what is the national of prison so she goes to the prison. She has already bribed all the prisoners she enters into the dead body. In two cells, we have a table base. If I'm going to say, table base is a criminal. She is going to do anything to them. So it was a dangerous criminal. So this lady goes through with that dead body in that cell, and then the table base and they go out. And what do? They put the light of fire, and then there's news to go, and then the fire people come, and they attack. They're gone. You can't believe such stories because they're happening. But even when you look at the girl, I'm coaching. Who know I will stay with the outside, because the dead body. I'm going to travel based outside. Can you see how they want it? So they hide everything like that. But then you saw the government will have for him one night. And you are going to be living more than a couple of still we wanted to be on water. We came to wait. It's very nice. What happened? And these two people found their way through up to Tanzania. We had for 6 or 7 months before they were caught. Living a very happy life. And that's how South Africa. But of course they were caught. They are bad in South Africa. Both of them. They were I think in 4 weeks, they are going for bail. She wants to go out and they are remember and then we commence to play on factors and of course because one drama she has hired a very, very strong lawyer. Mamuka and that bail was last week. Because they are saying, actually they have discovered that you may not be of South Africa, up to Tanzania, and I need passport, my passport is seen as it's very, very possible. So because one of the reasons my lawyer and back the bail, if you want to stand how my passport in Boma so proceed we don't get another Tanzania. The passport, my passport has been very, very possible. She's still a fright risk. But what I'm trying to say is, many proceedings people visa, people still are coding. This girl is not concerned. I want to come where I say. And I'm not like a camera, what up, you feel because that's one of the manga means, manga is not this rope. What when I went where the water is restricted. Commission is so unconsent. So unconsent, even when the judge was reading, you know, because you were right this thing going forward, you have money because you influence and tamper with evidence. She is so unconsent. I think also make a solid reaction, you're just showing that she is affected. Then imagining a moment and this girl is also thinking of another way. At our son. She's going to run away. She's so clever. So what I'm trying to say is the issue of business administration, as I already said, is something to do with the people. And it's the same thing. Can't you feel like you are punishing people when they are not actually being punished? Sometimes you feel like but you still make these things. Project management. Oh, it's within. Yeah, it's very interesting as well. What particularly when we talk about communities, what do they want? It's very interesting. Fertilizer, you are saying that's the trouble with people. So what is it that this person? But it's not affordable input, it has subsidy program, whatever, AIP, it's getting over to lose on $1 billion and they still remain, they don't have enough food. But you give them fertilizer, they sell the fertilizer. So the question is, what is it that these people want? What really do people want? You give them fertilizer, you think they need food, but they sell the fertilizer. Number 4, but they still sell 3 of them, they remain with 1. Human beings are very difficult to understand. And that's what you should understand. So this course is trying to put you into that picture. To say, we are going to look at success of business by looking at how we manage the people that are in our businesses. The success of this university also depends on the human resources that are here. The success of any other university. There is one university which keeps on shifting. How can you run a university private in that way? Now, will the customers believe you, meaning the students, if you keep on shifting the location? These are some of the factors. What is the problem? It's the people factor. Here is the university which is recruiting. First half of the semester, you find a new set of lecturers. Minimum relation with another group of lecturers. We need to handle the people factor, the human resources in the business. That's what I wanted to say. So the issue of human bureaucracy and negotiating concept, and also the issue of personnel management and then relationships is equally important in business. You people doing business administration, you should look at this. Perhaps even a role the importance of practices and procedures, which is more with personnel management. Why is it important? Why is it important? We're not saying that in entire time. Human resources in the legal person, personnel management. Why do we have to look at practices and procedures? Because this is what I say is personnel management. It's more of practices and procedures. It's more of regulations. Okay? It's more of regulations. Actually, in my own definition, in the school act, previously, I'm going to take a bomb without interviews. But when I joined group, actually was the first group in any bomber, they said we should be conducting interviews. If because they wanted to put in procedures and practices. So we were the first group. I think Kalenga was my public administration, because public administration degree actually was specifically for us to join the government. The group public administration and DC, because I'm going to come in my DC commissioners, where we were trained to become civil servants. So program public administration at that time was especially for us to become civil servants. So I remember that year, for the first time, previously, straight away in July, by August, September, allocate whether they were going to the DC's offices or you are going to be in the program ministry. But our group, they had to conduct interviews. So what I'm trying to say here is, sometimes in the President and you get surprised. What did my lecture say about this? So many years ago, one of the questions I was asked during that interview, and it was my first interview. I've just finished university. We are told to go to Capitol Hill to do interviews. At that time, I was at home. But that had over, not over July. We graduated in July, but it was around September that I was invited for interviews. I remember in the process of being interviewed, I was asked the question to differentiate a program from a project. So in the process, in the work of the program, I think I talked about the development program. I think I did solely my DCM of I've actually forgotten the question. But in the process, I mentioned the way the program. By the way, what is the difference between a program and a project? Hey, and I can't want to solve this. Because I was not prepared for that. So I started thinking, what is it when they say the agriculture development program, when they say this is a project? It's like some to the extent to sit there and he just laughed and say, okay, think about it one day, you answer me, and then another day. Because in Mutumanga Mabels is something big. By NBC, I'm going to put a program now to deal with it. But what is the program? How different is it from a project? You see? Mutumanga Mabels is a project, then you must I don't know, because it's already a program. Program,
the house is a project. Because a project has a beginning and an end, whereby the program is for continuing.
Like, what would be an example of a program?
Okay, for example, the water program. Nowadays they are implementing that each and every poor country, especially in Africa, they should be having this kind of activities where they'll be providing food, maybe for a quite long period. So I think it's just there to say, whereby projects they have specific deadlines. For example, you might think of construction of houses or school itself, and I'm doing project.
It was one of the promises.
Yeah, that's a project.
That's a project.
It's because once they are done with that, then the department where they are participating in kind of thing, you have to think of another thing like to offer the policy.
So what that mind is this
that's a project. That's one of the programs.
Why?
Because each and every time each and every time we like, because it's there, it's been there. So it's part of what we radio, like the radio broadcastation program.
Okay, so what you're saying is the program is continuous.
Yeah.
So it can be a program because we love and have one so long.
Yeah.
So it is like, actually, so when the mic started so long before.
Yeah.
So it's a program. Okay, now I start to get the difference. Project in Makanji and Matter. Program continuity.
Yeah,
it's part of continuity.
Yes.
Okay, can you say that in a program there can be a project within a program?
Yes. But they cannot be a program in a project.
No.
Yes.
But a project within a program.
Yeah.
Okay. So it means like like if you were in a zone that might test, program, within that program, I'm not my project. There is a phone, I'm not my phone. Then I will get these small projects within the program.
No, those are part of the program. But if you say that maybe Jogo Damari will host a particular activity maybe somewhere else, that would be a project because you have to plan for that. Next time we will not be doing that thing there, we should have another place. So those would be part of the program project. Because this year maybe they will have this kind of activity at this place. Next year they will have it at another place within the program.
Your explanation is giving me more knowledge about these two things. But you see, that time I was completely full of I'm the one who mentioned the program in my house. Tell me how I never get that way. Now, unknowingly that he would bring in the issue of projects. And because now something came to my mind, it took time to respond. Because it was like, okay, that's a good answer. But what is the difference between a program and a project in this America? And then I was not expecting that question. I thought I had answered the question right. Then it started, what is a project? What is it? So it was like I was a bit stuck. And then you noticed that maybe I was still thinking about it and said, don't forget, I forget about that. You answer later. And in fact, when I was getting out of that room, I was saying, I did that just because of that. But then I was one of those that were offered a position. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I have to give a new definitions of personnel management, human resource management. And then it seems from my point, again, talking about a field of experience, and if we are biased, we select information. For example, you seem to have selected information or have given you selected information to say personnel management is more of practices and procedures. I also believe that you have got the impression that human resources management is better than personnel management. This is what the picture I've given to you people. But I would love to make a little bit of where you came. There are some benefits of personnel management. You see, because when you talk about practices and procedures, you are talking about regulations and rules. You need to make sure that the people, the human resources in the organization have to abide by the rules. And that is personnel management. They have to abide by the rules. Why? Why have people got to abide by the rules? Initialize the relationship building. Why do we need personnel management or personnel administration? Because it is more concerned with procedures and practices. I was thinking about this. I think